Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we'll be talking about season 2 of the show Young Royals. Fun fact, in the show we see that Simon is a part of the choir, and in real life the actor who plays Simon, Omar Rudberg, is actually a singer along with acting and was even in a boy band. This season came out in 2022 and stars Edvin Ryding, Omar Rudberg, and Malte Gardner, and was created by Lisa Ambjorn, Lars, Beckung, and Camilla Holter. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Season 2 of Young Royal sees us returning to Lerska boarding school, where after the events of Season 1, where the Crown Prince Willem of Sweden publicly denied that he was in a leaked sex tape, which is not true, with Simon, which led to their breakup, and in this season, we see him trying to figure out what's next. It's a new school year, and with that comes new drama. Willem must find a way to deal with the heavy weight of being the crown prince while also trying to figure out what's next with him and Simon because as much as he tries to forget about him, he can't. Young Royals is a Swedish drama romance. It has similar vibes to Heartstopper, Love Simon, or Elite. Young Royal Season 1 really had me interested in this story about how a royal would deal with having a same sex relationship, and I was eager to see more of this story play out in Season 2. It was interesting to see how relationships shifted this season and what that meant for the characters' development. This season really showed the weight of being a royal and how you have to not only protect your own image, but that of the royal family. Young Royals takes place at a boarding school, which is interesting because the kids are free, but also not free. We see also that there is a class difference throughout the school, but especially we see this with Wilhelm and Simon, and these differences affect how people are treated. It was interesting to see this setting and all of the intricacies that come with being at such a prestigious boarding school. Willem this season is trying to find his footing after his breakup with Simon in the last season, and it was interesting to see him find out that this royal life is going to be difficult, but also see him coming to terms with himself and what he wants. Edvin did a great job in this role and showed how the prince is growing and learning how to manage his anger a little bit better and showing the love that he has for Simon. I thought he had a great idea to take down August by bruising his ego a small piece at a time. I'm glad through his character, we also get to see the importance of therapy and how it can help you confront issues of your past and figure out how to bring up concerns with people without completely blowing up on them. I was very happy that he told people that he was in the sex tape at the end because Simon had gave up so much for this relationship and it was only right that Wilhelm give up something even if it was against his mother's wishes. I'm really interested to see how this will all play out in the next season. Simon is great in this show, and I love how with him he's always trying to weigh his options before making any decisions. He realizes that he's not as privileged like Wilhelm and that he won't get away with anything, so he's always trying to find the best way to handle problems so they don't blow up in his face. I love how Omar shows how he really seems kind and he loves Willem, but he was hurt by him, last season and really doesn't want to be hurt by him again. I feel like he has a logical reason to be upset this season, and I'm glad that he takes time throughout the season to figure out how he wants to move forward with his life. Sarah, who is Simon's sister, has always gotten on my nerves because she knew that August leaked the sex tape with her brother and Wilhelm and didn't say anything because she was over here trying to fall in love with August. She knew what really happened all along, and it baffled me that she didn't tell anyone, especially her own brother, and then at the end say that she thought that August would do the right thing, even though it had been a year and he still hadn't done the right thing. In the end, she calls the police, and I wonder if she's going to tell them about August or if she's going to tell them about something else. August is an awful person, and in the beginning of the season, I was thinking that he might feel bad or he might change. But once he got a little inkling of a possibility that he could become king one day, he threw all of these positive things out the window. I love the complex nature of him being this series villain, considering he is related to the royal family, but he is also the reason why there is so much drama within the family in the first place. What he did is completely inexcusable, and it's interesting to see because of his status, he really hasn't had much done in terms of punishment and hasn't really learned a lesson from all of it. Felice is the real MVP of the show. She constantly has to listen to Willem talk about Simon and what Simon is doing, but she does so with grace and always listens to him and offers up some good advice. I love how she's a ride or die and always has his back. She seems like a genuinely nice person, as seen when she welcomed Sarah into her friendship, only for Sarah to come in and completely trample over that friendship. I love that she seemed like a true friend and not one that was friends with Willem just because he was a royal. Music is definitely the way to my heart, and whoever did the soundtrack for this season plays some great songs throughout the episodes. I feel like I love a show even more when I'm sitting there trying to Shazam a song because I think music is such an important piece, and finding songs that you just vibe with while watching a good show is just a great thing for me. Most of the artists I hadn't heard of, but I'm always down to learn some new artists, and I'm glad that this show was able to introduce me to some. My favorite part of the show is when Willem and Simon kiss during the ball. Like, I know that they are toxic, and at this point, they had a lot that they needed to work out, but I was still rooting for them. You can tell by the interactions that they had that they very much cared for each other, even though Simon was trying to stay away. And this moment proved that there was still sparks with them. Edvin and Omar have great chemistry on screen and really made you feel like these two were in love with each other, but hadn't figured out how to get back together, but you knew that they soon would. This part of the show gave the viewer hope that they would get back together by the end of the season. Young Royals is an interesting show that will have you wrapped up in the drama at this boarding school. It has a great cast and filled with some fantastic music. If you haven't seen Young Royals, then I suggest that you check it out. Thank you for watching my video. I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do so you can keep up to date with more of my videos. But besides that, everyone stay safe, have fun, and goodbye.